Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will be discussing about the array functions. Uh, in the last video, we have already completed text functions. You can search for the part 9 wherein I have discussed about the text functions. So let's start with the array functions today. Array functions means it gives you the summarized data based on the conditions. We have various array functions present in the Microsoft Excel, including SUMIF or SUMIFS, AVERAGEIF or AVERAGEIFS, COUNTIF or COUNTIFs. Also index and choose. These index and choose we will discuss in lookup functions, which will be the next function after this array functions. So let's discuss about the sum functions, SUMIF function. So herein you can see the suggestion. It is suggesting you as in some if or some ifs, which means some if at the cells is specified by the given condition or criteria. So let's take the help book. So with the help of the help book, we can understand the sum if functions in the better way. Herein, the syntax of the sum if functions, it is range, criteria, sum range. I all Please be remember that I always use the syntax of the range instead of using the range word. I will use the criteria range because herein we will select the range of the criteria, and here you will select the criteria and then sum range. Okay, sum range would be the optional, and the criteria range and the criteria is required. So let's understand what is criteria range and the criteria. The criteria range means the range of the cells that you want to evaluate it by the criteria. And herein blank and text values are ignored. And for the criteria means that it can be the number of the expressions, and wherein we can use the wildcard characters also, including the question mark and the asterisk. And criteria means whatever criteria you want to apply it on those ranges. And the sum range, that is optionals, wherein uh, you have to select those range wherein you need the sum of that particular range. Okay, so let's discuss with the example. Herein I have already created the table, and which is familiar to you all. I have used this table earlier as well. Let's suppose criteria range, I would have select this. Criteria is iPhone. This range criteria is in the double quotes iPhone, and the sum range, that means uh, for which, like, what do we want, that we want to know the price of the iPhone only of this range, total price. I have selected this, so it is 1025. That means the total price which the order has been placed only iPhone is 1025. Let's check whether it gives you the correct or not. So let's use the sum functions. Uh, this is the price, 250 is the price, and then 300, and then 275. So you can see it is also 125. So the SUMIF function helps you to summarize the price on the base of the condition. That is, we put the condition as in we need to know only the iPhone. Likewise, you can uh, search for the Samsung, Realme, OnePlus, and so on. So this is all about the SUMIF functions, wherein if, let's say, if you do not put any sum range, as I told you it is optional, then it will give you the 0. You know why? Because if we do not put the anything in the sum range function, then it will take the criteria range by default, wherein we have selected the criteria range as in this range, product range. So here we could not sum it because it contains a text value. So as I already told that this range do not this range ignore the blank and text values. So let's take another example to understand you about the sum range functions. Let's say we want to know the total price which is having greater than 200. Okay, so sum if, and the criteria range would be this, because I will be choosing the criteria which is greater than, let's suppose, 230. Okay, so it will give you the total price which is having the value greater than 230, and I'm not selecting any sum range over here. It will give you the 825. Why so? Because the sum range herein which taken by default as in the criteria range, and the sum criteria range is in the numerical format, so it can be sum. So that is why it gives you the sum and gives you the output. So let's check whether it gives you the right output or not using the sum function. It is 200 greater than 30, this one, then this one, then this one. So here it is, $825. So likewise, we can calculate the sum if functions without using the sum range. Okay. So just remember the syntax that first range is in means you will select the range which contains a criteria, and the criteria means that for what you want to put the condition, just select that criteria, and the sum range to calculate the sum of select that range when you need to calculate the sum of it. Let's discuss about the sum if, and what is the difference between the sum ifs and sum if. Sum ifs, it adds the cells specified by the given sets of conditions or criteria. Okay, so it has a syntax sum range criteria range 1 fit criteria 1, and then criteria range 2, criteria 2. So herein we can select only sum range for the one time, and we can select different criteria range 1 and that as per the criteria. Let's say we want to calculate the total price of the iPhone product which only got delivered. Okay, so how can we get calculate this? Let's select the sum range. Sum range would be the price, because we want to get the total price. So the our range would be price column. And then the criteria range. Criteria range, we have two criteria. First is the product is iPhone, and the second is our status should be delivered. So first we will consider the criteria range. So we will select this range, and the criteria is iPhone. Second criteria range is status column, and the criteria would be delivered. And please be mind about the spellings. If anything, a spelling error or typo comes in, then it will gives wrong result. So it will give you the 500, means total price is 500 of the product iPhone, and the status is delivered. So let's check again. First is 200, which is iPhone and delivered. It's pending. It will not include. This is 300. So 300 and 200, 500. iPhone and delivered. But and here iPhone and it is cancelled. So it won't consider it. So 500 is the total price. Okay. So this is the difference between the SUMIF and SUMIFS function. If you want to use the multiple criteria and we have multiple criteria range, then we have to go with SUMIFS function. Or if you have only one criteria range, then you can go with SUMIF functions. Likewise, you can use the average if, average COUNTIF functions. Let's see you one example with the COUNTIF as well. COUNTIF function. So COUNTIF gives you the count the number of the cells within a range that meet the given condition. And likewise for the average function, you will get the average of the average of the range where you want to get the average as per the given condition. COUNTIF, the criteria range would be criteria range of this. The criteria is iPhone. Means what I want to get here, like I wanted to know the number of iPhone which is present in this product column. So 4. So we have 4 iPhone present in this product column. And for using the COUNTIFs, it will gives you the counter of numbers as specified by the given set of conditions or criteria. So criteria range 1 and the criteria 1, that is only consider. Let's say we will select this criteria range, and the criteria 1 is it is delivered iPhone. Criteria range 2 is this one, and it should be delivered. So it will give you the count of those cells only which is having the product iPhone and the status is delivered. So it will gives you the output as in 2. Okay. So this is how you can use the count if function. Likewise, you can use the average is if function as well, and average ifs. Average if, wherein you have to select the criteria range. One second. Criteria range would be the product. And which product? This time I'm using Samsung. And what I wanted to know, calculate average price of Samsung, which is having like delivered, cancelled, or pending. 191.667. If you want to calculate average ifs, So average range means this, and the criteria first is criteria range first. Select this range wherein criteria is iPhone. Criteria range 2 is this, and criteria 2 is delivered. So you will get the average of those product like iPhone product which got delivered 250, because 500 is the total, then the average would be the 250. Okay. So this is all about the array functions, including SUMIF, SUMIFs, or AVERAGEIF, and COUNTIFs. So you can take the help of the help book and practice some examples present over here, and explore it, and let me know if any query you have. You can mention on the comment section. I will be discussing on the next video. So we will discuss the lookup functions in the next video, wherein I will also discuss about the index, choose, and match. So see you on the next video. Have a good day. Bye.